Korean culture media, whether it's K-pop, K-dramas, or mukbang, have exploded into the mainstream like a huge nuclear blast around the world in the last few years. And that includes a certain medium that is increasing a lot in popularity in the otaku community, and that is manhwa. If you've been living under a cave in the last decade, manhwa is essentially manga made in Korea. A lot of people have this confusion between the terms manhwa and webtoon, and to get this out of the way, many manhwas are webtoons, but not all webtoons are manhwa. In fact, the overall difference is that webtoons are meant to be read on phones, hence why you have to scroll it down when reading it, and with manhwa, you have to read it from left to right like it's in a book. Manhwa is still a new thing in the community, and some manhwas have been adapted into anime series like Tower of God, God of High School, and all of them falls into the shonen genre. But I'm not here to talk about this popular series, I'm here to talk about ecchi and off-brand manhwa.
You're an insane, degenerate piece of filth.
But before I jump into the main topic of this video, I want to mention that ecchi and off-brand manhwa is a totally different beast from ecchi manga. Usually, ecchi and harem manga tend to be sugar-coated in terms of story. I mean, if you have series such as To Love Real, Ichigo 100, and Yuragiso no Yuna-san being published in Shonen Jump, a magazine which series are aimed to teenagers, it usually means that despite the raunchiness and lewdness of it, it's still pretty tame even though its intention is to take off your pants and, beat the meat. Polishing the banister, you know what I mean? You have the boobs, you have the panty shots, fan service, the whole shebang. But it's often intertwined with some subplot narrative story to dilute the lewdness of it, so it won't be over the top. Even some obscene anime manga light novels such as Shinmai Mao Testament, Masogakuen HH, or World Ends Harem that have explicit smacks in it are often toned down when being adapted into anime, leaving the good stuff out and making you feel like
my disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
On the other hand, ecchi harem manhwa, they don't screw around. They take everything I previously said and burns it with a flamethrower and smashes it into the ground. They're pretty much saying, hey, you know why you're here? Let's stop horsing around and let's get to the point. And in this case, Secret Class is a prime example of that. And I hate to love this manhwa. Let me get this out of the way. The story is really bad, nothing makes sense, and the main character is below decent. But the smack scenes are really hard. Secret Class tells the story of Daiho, an orphan who gets adopted by his father's best friend into his family. Now that Daiho is 20 years old, he has the same problem as many ecchi harem protagonists. He's dense, acts like a little kid, and he's very clumsy when dealing with women in general. But his aunt and his older sisters, Mia and Sua, decides to take this matter into their own hands. Literally. By the way, the girls in this series are of the hottest women I've seen in any manhwa. Seriously, when I first saw the illustration of this girl way before knowing what the story was even about, I felt like I was going through puberty again. Daiho turns 20, he doesn't have a clue about women and sex, so his aunt shows concern on his adult sexual life since he couldn't have a normal upbringing like everyone else. So the aunt goes like, oh, I have to teach him how to masturbate. He's a grown-up now. You know, the reasonable thing would be to tell him to look it up on Google or just straight up grab his thing and stroke it. But that would be boring. We came here for the action, right? We came here for the spice. So she goes in and takes off his pants and jerks him off, and not only that, she gives him a head. I don't know what the hell happened there. It doesn't make any sense, but this guy is a lucky bastard. But Jason, this is a plot of an Offbrand Manual. Well, duh, because it is. There's a smack in every 1 or 2 chapters. 200 chapters till our main character confesses his feelings to his crush. 3 seasons till they get to hold hands. Nah, fuck that, we ground pen with a lightsaber in less than 2 chapters. Did I mention that in manhwa, they censor the male member as a laser beam? The main character goes from a totally childish, naive individual into a childish Chad. This is one of those series where the phrase banging everything that moves actually applies. Not only gets to bang his aunt, he sleeps with his 2 older sisters, the older sister's best friend, to even have a threesome at one point, and his best friend's older sister. My man likes older women. And so do I. There is this instance where Mia manages to be alone at home with Daiho and tries to seduce him. Badly for her, he's heading out to visit his friend. And you could say, come on man, she's clearly giving you signals. But few moments later, he realizes that, oh man, she's pretty hot. So he goes back, gets in there, and finishes the task at hand.
Not bad, kid.
As far as the series goes, Daiho pretty much acts like a monkey in heat. As soon as he sees a woman walking around, he gets a boner and goes, woman, me horny, I want smacks. Beach episode. Hiking in the mountains. Visiting grandma. And it goes like this during the duration of the whole series, which it's still going on. There is nothing significant about the main character except that he looks like a horny Korean version of 𝐻ヂ𝒩𝒩𝒂𝐼. But there's this little theory where our main character actually knows what he's doing, but he's pretending to be oblivious so he can still have some of that lightsaber action. One important thing to mention here is the art. Well, when you have such an explicitly obscene narrative as this one, you better have to come up with some good character design to compensate. I mean, look at that! That's art! That's quality piece of art! In all seriousness, if there's anything worth reading in secret class, is the hope that the main character gets to bone all the ladies and the story wrapping up in a harem. So if you're bored, or you're just very horny, turn off your brain, don't take it seriously, and enjoy.